So Rhys, how's it been competing up against Toby Conway this pre-season?
Good, mate. Yeah, it's good. It's good to have him fit and out on the track. Sort of last year before, we've had guys that have been thereabouts in that ruck group. So to have a good contingent out on the track, training against each other has been really good. So yeah, it's been fun competing all pre-season. I think we're both ready to go up against some opposition rather than each other.
How have you seen his development overall this pre-season? Obviously, only his third pre-season, but looks like he could challenge for that ruck spot.
Definitely, yeah, definitely, and that's the plan for Toby too, is to come in and be that number one ruckman. So we're sort of working each other as hard as we can to develop each other's game, and as an older player, you never want to stop learning and developing yourself as well. So for me, it's been obviously great having someone of that calibre and energy come into the group, certainly pushing me along, and I'm doing the same to him. So like you said, third year now, struggled a little bit in the first couple of years just to string games together, and I think that was a reflection of the year before. Like his sort of draft year was the same. So to see him out there and competing and putting session after session together, and then being able to string a couple of games together through the pre-season has been really good.
What indication of the coaching staff giving you Rhys about how they'll use you and Toby, whether it's in combination or go with one or go with the other? What have you sort of been so far?
Yeah, nothing sort of set in stone, obviously, this early in the year. So I think it'll be suck and see a little bit, whether we play in the same side at some stage. But the reality of a footy season is it's a long stint. And as a 33-year-old, I'm probably not going to be out there every game, and there's probably a few of us that are in that same category. So I wouldn't expect our older players, our senior players, to try and string every game together. So there'll be times where he'll come in and one of us will play. There'll be times where we both possibly play with a forward resting or a different mix. I think the mix will change week to week. I think the coaches will have a play with that, and I think early on we'll sort of flick a few things around and see what sticks.
There always seems to be something that when people question about your spot on the side comes up. And I know you've spoken about this before, but it's that playing on the edge that you probably have all your career, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you sort of, I think you've got to play like that a little bit. If you're not earning the spot and you sort of get comfortable, I don't think it's a great spot to be. I enjoy the challenge. I enjoy training against other competitive players, because it brings out the best in your game on the weekend.
How do you look at the debate and the changing, just from a game point of view, the two rucks? There was probably a time where a lot of clubs are leaning towards it. Now maybe it's starting to go back the other way. How do you view it with some of those?
Yeah, I think every side's going to approach that differently. I think it's a personnel thing as well. I don't think it's a spot for two genuine rucks. I think it's a game that's evolving into rucks that have to be able to play multiple positions. You see a lot of rucks starting to sort of venture forward and try and play that. I play a little bit behind the ball, try and help the defenders, and then push up into the game myself. Playing with someone like Blitz obviously gives us a different look at it, a different sort of, I guess, weapon to other sides. We try and run, we try and use our run. I'm probably not the big tall ruckman that a lot of sides have. I want to be able to run, and I have to be able to run. I have to stay athletic. So as long as I've got that, I think our mix is slightly different. So we try and play multiple positions rather than just genuine ruck and genuine ruck.
It must just be nice for yourself just to have had pretty much a full pre-season without too much interruption. Given the last few years.
Yeah, it's been good. The whole side has had a similar approach to it. We've had huge numbers on the track, which has been really pleasing. Right through the summer, we had guys pre-Christmas rocking up, just ready to go, and guys that wanted to get to work basically 2 weeks after the season finished last year. So I think that showed that hunger and an eagerness to get better. But now it's all about starting the season well.
You must have that hunger, given there've been frustrating little injuries and things, and you probably feel like your body's fine on little things that hold you back. So how much excitement do you have, having had a pretty much full summer?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, now you just want to put that work into practice, don't you? You do a heap of work over the summer, and even the pre-Chrissy period, trying to get yourself right to then attack the pre-season. And when you can string a few sessions together like that, obviously you want to go and test it. You want to say, okay, well, I feel like we're fit as a group, and now what does that look like against opposition?
Was last year tough for you with your injury interruptions?
Yeah, I had a pretty crappy eye injury last year. it was one of the I guess it was one of the worst ones I've had. I didn't enjoy that at all. So yeah, I sort of orbital floor fracture and lost the vision for a while there, and I know that Rhys Stanley's going through a sort of similar thing now, and it's not pleasant. So obviously wishing him all the best with his recovery as well. But eye injuries aren't all that fun.
So it's all good now?
All good, yeah, all good. Yeah, there might be some small permanent damage there with the eyesight and stuff like that, but it's very, very minor, and with footy you can sort of get away with it.
You go ahead.
As you say, you're 33 now, and how much do you think you have left in the tank?
We'll see how this year goes. Like I said, the pre-season's gone really well, so I guess as a group and me individually, I guess reflect that group a little bit. Probably the fittest we've ever been. Running really good numbers in the off season, getting really good loads in. So I think if that's a reflection, then hopefully a few years. But yeah, we'll see how the first half of the year goes.
Captain survey came out today, paying attention to that sort of stuff, and only 2 captains have got you playing finals this year from rival clubs. It's a bit different to previous years, isn't it? And that so if people want to write Geelong off, which I'm guessing you guys are happy to sit back and let others make that commentary.
Yeah, that's fine, Kingy. That's an interesting one. I didn't see that one, but it's for us. I think we're really focused on the internal stuff, and we've got to get all this talk of a really good pre-season and stuff. At the end of the day, we've got to go and play now, and we've got to go and prove ourselves against really quality opposition. So we can't have too much to say this early in the year. It's a really long year, so we've got to get to work, put ourselves back up amongst the top runners.
Selwood Stand had fans in it on Friday night, and Jai Clark, I think, said in the club media that the noise was unbelievable coming from there, but it's going to be different for 40,000. How excited are you about what next Saturday night holds? Yeah,
I can't wait, mate. And we were saying that to a few of the fans. We can't wait to see them back here for round one. And my wife was actually one of them, and with the kids that were sitting in the new stand, and said it was unreal. So the noise, I think we had 11,000 here for a practice match, which is awesome. So you can imagine the place bouncing with 40,000. The new standing section over there. I can't wait to see how that evolves and plays out. But we certainly can't wait to see a full house here.
Shannon Whelan, Mark Goodsell's got some ruck minutes against the Bombers. How do you see that ruck minutes looking with yourself?
Yeah, I think like we've played it the last few years, we don't ever want to throw 1 or 2 at the opposition. I think we sort of touched on that before. We don't really have that sort of, I guess, concept of one genuine ruck without being able to play another position. So having Mark come through there, having Shannon come up as a forward and do some pinch work when someone's resting, I think it works well for us. We've obviously got Sam DeConing, who's a giant. He's grown again over the summer. Him and Toby just keep growing, which is unbelievable. So we've got different guys we can throw in that mix, and we're all trying to develop that sort of craft to be able to play multiple positions.
Just on Shannon, watching, so he's got the height, but he's athletic as well. He seems to cover the ground really well.
Certainly does.
He's got a bright future as a forward asset, and maybe he was not necessarily drafted like that.
No, I think that's what they saw was that athletic ability. I think he was running, incredible sort of 800-metre times as a young guy. So, but like you said, he's developed his body. He's filled out really well. He's starting to look like a real presence on the field. And when you see him launch at the ball, it's pretty exciting, isn't it? When you see him come at the ball and jump up at it. So that mix with him, Hawk, Jez, that's obviously we're excited to see that develop.